Start the recording on your computer.
Okay, so I think we're on right now. We're recording. It's probably very trippy of you. Getting into it, and hopefully this works. Tefillah b'Shem Kol Yisrael for the people that need refuah, physically, spiritually, mentally, specifically Pesach Reuven ben Yosef Sarah, Baruch Abbas Yehudi, Miriam Dodi Bashana V'Chebed, Yonah Bas Basya, and for the rest of the world, from one corner of the world to the other, may this be a refuah. Master of the world, help us fulfill perfectly the teaching of our sages that every single person is obliged to say, the world was created for my sake. Help me keep these words in my heart constantly, so that I should always steer clear of even the smallest sin or anything else that goes contrary to your will, so that I never become the cause of any kind of deficiency, damage, or impediment, whether myself or in the world as a whole. Be'ezrat Hashem, Chavra, we should really internalize what that means. Pretty sure it's a Gemara in Chagiga. The world was created for us. Nachman talks about. We all know that Torah, and we're continuing with halacha and Chanukah. The ideal Neirot Chanukah. The Gemara is clear that olive oil is the ideal choice for fuel for Neirot Chanukah because it produces the flame. Most poskim therefore rule that olive oil is best nowadays with the availability of readily if you use, you should make sure specifically long or thick Shabbos candles, because while wax melts quickly, Chanukah candles need to last at least a half an hour after nightfall. One more quick halacha, Chaver, get ready. Hershey is so excited. On Shabbos, when you have to light well before sunset, the candles are going to end up needing to last about an hour and 15 minutes. So Bezrat Hashem, we learned 3 quick halachos, and now we're going right into it, continuing what we were speaking about last night, which is shining faces. We're continuing our Chanukah series. It's a very special series. Essentially, Chanukah gives back our faces. A lot of people complain that they haven't seen their soulmate yet. Let me tell you something. Your soulmate will only recognize you by your face. If I walk around faceless, what good is it? I'll never find my soulmate. It's mamash agavalt. Mamash agavalt. On Chanukah, God gives us back our faces. We get back our dreams, our vision, which lights up our face. And with this new face, my eyes can finally see all the beauty which constantly awaits me, right? Not only seeing the beauty within myself, but other people. It's so obvious. It's so clear. My dreams are back. My dreams of relationships are back. Wherever we are, we should be blessed that God should give us back our faces, renew our dreams, and allow us to bring the light of Chanukah into the world. Everybody knows that the whole idea of Chanukah, we can't use the Chanukah light for anything other than to look at them. All the rabbis say the same thing. The downfall of the world is, and the woman saw the tree was good for eating. The way Chava looked at the tree was the beginning of all darkness. The fixing of Chanukah, Chavra, is when we fix the way we look at anything in this world. Right? So last night we spoke about how people oftentimes throughout the year look at the hands and feet of people, right? The body parts that aren't shining, so to speak. So we use the example of Chava, right? The way she looked at the tree at the beginning, and that was all the darkness. So Chanukah gives us that tree of life. Everyone's a tree of life. And the fixing of Chanukah is when we fix the way we look at anything in the world. Chanukah is about the eyes and the fixing of the spies, because the spies looked at Eretz Yisrael the same way Chava looked at the apple. However, these are deep connections. And we're concluding. What was the problem? It's a question. What was the problem? What went wrong? I can look at something and say, can I use it or can I not use it? Is it good for me or is it not? I can look at something, it is good for me or is it bad for me? Just like the spy said. But the thing of Chanukah is that I'm not trying to use it for anything. I'm just glad it's there. Right? I'm just glad that we're on Zoom together, all 5 of us, or 6 of us, and we're able to see our shining faces. To be an explanation, right? It's weird. I don't even know which screen to look at. I'm looking at the Zoom, but everyone's frozen. And if I look at the phone, it's just Shoshi. And it's like constantly. But I'm just happy to be here, Chavra. There's no reason. I'm just the happiest person in the world to be here. You know, friends, the Torah of Chanukah is so deep. Sometimes I learn Torah and I think, what's the Torah doing to me? Is it making me more holy? Am I learning something from it? Am I becoming more this or more that? The Torah of Chanukah is that I'm learning Torah. And I no expectations, looking at the light, and I'm so glad it's there. A lot there, a lot to unpack, a lot to think about, a lot to internalize. On Chanukah, we get back our faces. We get back the tree of life. And there doesn't need to be an explanation. There doesn't need to be much thought. Just be happy to experience it and yearn to experience it for more than those 8 days. For the rest of the year. And again, that's why we do this countdown, because it's sort of like Shabbos, right? The second that Shabbos is over, we're already looking to the next Shabbos. We're already preparing for the next Shabbos. Chanukah and Shabbos is so connected, friends. But anyways, let's yearn to continue to see the shining souls, the shining faces. Questions, comments, please feel free.
When are we making the shirts that say questions, comments? Please feel free. Yeah, it's in the process. In the description. Shoshi needs a bit of a recap. So I'll give the recap. If you give me the shoot, Jack. If not, I won't do it.
No, do it. Obviously do it.
So we opened up by saying the holiest of holy tefillahs. And really the holiest of holy tefillahs really connected us to the entire Torah, in which we said afterwards by saying the entire world was created for me, myself. But I have to look at the whole world and say, it's mamash created for me. It's all dependent on me. Echad haya Avram. Avram was one with Hashem. The whole world is dependent on him. This is the tefillah that everyone has to internalize, that when they look at the world, when they're approaching Avodah, the whole world was created for them. Then we went into the halachas of Chanukah, saying that the Hidur mitzvah is using the olive oil, because now, relatively speaking, cheaper than it was. The actual oil and not the gels. Hanacha of Rav David is what he says. But if you can't do that, give out the gels, will do. And if you can't do that, give out the waxes, will do. And if you're going to do wax, you continue doing halacha, and you should use extra wax so that the candles will last even longer, because there's a minimum shiur of 30 minutes. Then we went into a third halacha in regards to the holy of Shabbos. We must add extra long candles for the holy Shabbos, because we light earlier on Friday, because we have to light the Shabbos extra wax. The life before Shabbos, we have to add extra wax. Then Holy Reb Jack gave us the whole deepest of take the Einayim and realize that just like the whole mamish, you have to fix the eyes, fix your face. And they have people walking around the town looking for the Besheret, but they don't even know what they don't even have a face. How's the Besheret supposed to find them when they have no face? The Chanukah candles come and show you what it means to have a face. Shows you what it means to be a Yud Ke Vav Ke type of Yud. The Chanukah candles say the Yud is the holy fire, the holy flame. And the Hay is the middle flame, the middle like inner, the clear flame. And you have the great Vav, your Gashmi, your whole body, and then you have the Hay, which is giving you to continue in. Hay is the continuation, the name. And that's the Chanukah menorah candles, is giving you a face, letting you light up your whole world and give the ability to see, and it's fixing all that around you. I hope I did it.
That was the best. Oh my gosh, we're so lucky to have you.
And they're all 100% connected in every single way.
Wow.
I can connect them now. When you believe the whole thing for yourself. Especially on Shabbos, when you need to have extra light, because on Shabbos, think back in the day, even now, back in the day, someone who had a lamp, they had oil or some sort of wax in the lamp. So throughout Shabbos, that wax was burning to keep them light, to have light for them. But as Shabbos winded down, they didn't have light. Or maybe during the nighttime, they didn't have light. So what's going to be? They need the extra light from the. I know you can't use the Chanukah candles, but they need the extra light in their hearts. So too, you have that extra oil in the Chanukah candles on Shabbos. And maybe it's not so connected, but it's okay.
Everything is connected. Oh,
that's all I have to say today.
Geschmack. Anyone else have anything to share? I'm trying to Hersky, Farka, Shoshi, Jack number 2. Anything to share? All right, Geschmack. I wish everyone health, happiness, and success. Whether you're in Queens holding down the fort, getting everyone ready for Chanukah, whether you're in YU. One
second.
Yeah.
The Mashiach is coming.
Mashiach is coming, Chavra. We need to have faces to see it. Or Mashiach to see us. No, Mashiach sees past our... No, Mashiach sees our hands and our feet. And Mashiach sees that it's mamish the holiest thing in the world. But Shoshi, whether you're in Stern, whether you're in Iowa University, Chavra, we should all be healthy, happy, and successful. Whether you're in Herzliya, like Jack number 2 is, just health, Chavra, health, pure joy, polish the face a little, put some, what do you call it, that mask on, people do the masks, people put some gel in the hair, come on, let's polish the face a little. Yeah,